What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds, where today we are doing the Buffalo Bills, aka formerly known as the Toronto Huskies. That's kind of why I've put off doing the Bills, because obviously they are a prime candidate for a rebuild, but because we'd use the Bills to relocate to Toronto to be the Huskies, I felt like, let's separate them two a little bit. Obviously now the Huskies are kind of a shell of the Buffalo Bills. There's barely anyone left to the Buffalo Bills thanks to that damned Canada bill. So I felt now it's appropriate time, in the season of giving, because probably to this point, the Buffalo Bills, along probably with the Giants, have been the two most requested teams for me to do. So, considering that we're on the week where we do an AFC team, I feel like the time is now to dust off our big boy shoes and try to rebuild this roster, that we have here in Buffalo. And I mean, the big glaring difference is there's no Kelvin Benjamin, who was the most talented wide receiver on the roster. So, yeah. Well, first things first, let's do a breakdown and see where we're at. First up, we got Josh Allen, who's looking like the white Mike Vick. I might even title that video, "Can we make Josh Allen the next Michael Vick?" I have no idea if he actually plays like that in Madden now, since he's been updated, because he averages like 100 rushing yards a game. But when we played with Josh Allen in the Huskies, I actually really, really liked him. I thought he was a really, really fun quarterback to play with, and he obviously felt every bit of that 99 throw power. But in reality, as much as it is weird to say, he is kind of built like Michael Vick. Obviously, the 83 speed isn't quite there, but when you look with the 88 acceleration, the 99 throw power, the 85 throw on the run, he's pretty Michael Vicky. Those are like numbers that we thought like Lamar Jackson might have, minus the 99 throw power. But we're going to see. We're going to see if we can make Josh Allen the franchise quarterback here with the Buffalo Bills. Our best offensive weapon is 30-year-old LaShawn McCoy. We know that, we desperately have to get a running back, because next season LaShawn McCoy is probably going to be like an 82 or an 81. He's going to hit that wall pretty bad, but at least for this opening season, we got some help for Josh Allen. Wide receiver, we have Zay Jones, who got one skill point throughout the preseason, so now he's up to an 80. He's pretty much our only long-term option here at wide receiver. I think there's some between Robert Foster and Isaiah McKenzie. If we're actually playing, and even Deontay Thompson from my Florida Gators, if we're actually playing the games, that's not a bad wide receiver core. There's lots of speed there. But the fact that I don't think the sim's going to be very fair to either of these guys, it's pretty safe to assume that Zay Jones is going to be the only player that's currently on the roster. That's a long-term option for us here at wide receiver. Tight end, we got Charles Clay's not bad, but again, 29, not a great age. Offensive line, Deion Dawkins is nice. He should be a stalemate here on this offensive line for this rebuild. I think we could get him into the mid-80s when all is said and done, so that's all right. We got Wyatt Teller, who's actually on the Huskies and actually plays pretty damn well. He might have something there. I don't know. What's his dev? Normal dev, maybe. There's a question mark here, but if we can get him up into the 80s, because he's probably the most underrated offensive lineman on the Huskies, I might actually try to develop him here at left guard. Center, we need a new center, for sure. We need a new, probably going to need a new right guard, unless, what's his dev? Normal? Oh, definitely need a new right guard. Definitely need a new right tackle, so we have to rebuild this offensive line. Defensive line, Trent Murphy. He's pretty good in the sim, more often than not, so he should be a stalemate there for the time being. Jerry Hughes is nice, but he's 30. That's not a good age for a rebuild. Defensive line, we got Kyle Williams, we got Starla Tulele, who got, without a doubt, the ugliest contract last offseason. We're going to try to get out of it sooner than later. Harrison Phillips has the most potential in this defensive line, so I actually will be getting him a lot of starting minutes. 74 quick dev. He's pretty much going to be ahead of Starla Tulele on every depth chart spot, because we gotta hope that some of these lower tier guys with decent dev trades, we can develop them into starters, because there's just not a lot of young starters on this team. We got Matt Milano, who's not bad, 24.79 normal. He could probably develop into a long-term option. Obviously, Tremaine Edmonds in the middle, 77. Very surprised he didn't get a star dev, but I will take a quick dev. He always develops really, really nicely. Then obviously you got Lorenzo Alexander, who's 48 years old. But the fact that it looks like we have 2 out of 3 linebacker spots already shored up is nice. At the secondary, obviously Trey White is a baller. Don't have to worry about that. And then it comes, can we get one of these guys to develop as well? We got Levi Wallace from Alabama, 74 normal. Teron Johnson, 74 normal. Both these guys are rookies, so even if just one of them can get into the 80s and start growing, or one of them can catch a dev trade boost, we might have our secondary locked up for the time being. We got Micah Hyde, 87. Jordan Poyer, and our Bush. Oh, that just writes itself. But we're gonna ride as long as we can with Poyer and Hyde. Obviously, at 27, that's an awkward age where in year 3, year 4, year 5 of the rebuild, they're gonna be regressing pretty badly. So we might need to have a plan in place for those guys when they get old. Don't think we need 2 punters, so we will go with the younger of the 2. Corey Burgers from New Mexico. Sure, whatever, man. All right, we're good. So that is our roster. Let's see if we can, ultimately, this is going to ride and die on the development of Mr. Josh Allen. I'm pretty confident that we can get it all to work here, but we have a big task ahead trying to rebuild this pretty god-awful roster that the Buffalo Bills have. So let's get into the rebuild. Okay, we never really stop at this point, but we're 2-0, and on the second game of the season, Josh Allen got AFC Offensive Player of the Week with 4 touchdowns. Okay, could be a fun rebuild. All right, here we are roughly at the midway point of the season, and we're 4-3 on the year, which is tied for first in the AFC East, which is ridiculous. But that 3-0 start and Josh Allen apparently playing very well is certainly helping us out. Looking at contract time, now this is where you got to make a lot of tough decisions because there are some players here that are fan favorites of the Buffalo Bills. But in reality, they're just like Kyle Williams. Obviously, you'd like to bring him back. Lorenzo Alexander, not so much. He kind of just came on the last like 2-3 years. But they're just so old and they're not worth the contract that they're going to want to demand. I will say right away, Levi Wallace is developing kind of nice in the secondary, so we'll get him locked up. I mean, both these wide receivers, like they're just nothing wide receivers, but we'll wait a little bit. We'll wait a little bit on everyone else. But right now, Levi Wallace is the only player that's getting a contract extension right now. So at the year of number 1, we in the playoffs. We made it with an 8-8 record. We won the AFC East with an 8-8 record, which is ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice that. I was like getting ready to like talk about all the we made the playoffs. Okay. Looking at this though, we had 3 players that had notable seasons. We got Zay Jones, who got a +2. He grew twice. He went from a normal dev to a star dev. I'm not sure at what point where he got the other one. But we got star dev here in Zay Jones, +2 dev points, which is nice. So hopefully we can actually make him a scheme fit right at the rip. But getting a star dev on a wide receiver like this already is huge because now he's up to an 81, 82 overall. Yeah, he's obviously an 82 with the +1 confidence. Like, we can get him into the 90s. I feel confident of that. Micah Hyde over here just chilling, got +1. Didn't make a Pro Bowl or anything. Got a dev trait up to a star, which is also dope because he's getting up there in age a little bit. So the more and more that we can kind of limit that, the better. And then you look at Josh Allen over here. Got Offensive Rookie of the Year. Of course, we didn't get any dev trait help, but I think he started out as a normal, and he has a quick. So maybe one of the 3 or 4 times he won Offensive Player of the Week, he would have got that throughout the season. But a quick dev is still pretty good nonetheless. Looking at how we did statistically, Josh Allen, 4,300 passing yards, 28 touchdowns to 9 picks. That's not bad at all for a rookie. Obviously, QBs don't run in the sim because, I mean, Josh Allen has that on any given week. But a running game was not very good. Wide receivers, Zay Jones, 88 catches for 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Those are really good numbers. Charles Clay, 879 and 8. Robert Foster out of nowhere. Glad we re-signed him. 81 catches, 800 yards and 3 touchdowns. McKenzie, not too bad. Shady caught a decent amount of balls up the backfield. Defensively, Tremaine Edmonds led the team with 117 tackles. We got 11 sacks from Lorenzo Alexander, 5 from Williams, 3.5 Shaq Lawson, 2 picks from Trey White, and a couple singles. We had a pretty good turnovers in the secondary. I will take that more often than not. Le'Veon Bell won the MVP. That's not realistic. AFC Offensive Player of the Year to Le'Veon Bell. Hey, wait. Do we get any recognition for Coach of the Year because we took this dog shit roster? We got number 10 for taking like the worst roster into the playoffs. The disrespect. Josh Allen coming in number 6 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year went to Miles Jack. Raphael Bush, who I think played our money backer role, had 9th. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Josh Allen, which is beautiful. Robert Foster coming in at number 8. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Jerome Baker, with Tremaine Edmonds coming in at number 2. And Levi Wallace, who got himself a brand new contract, beating out Derwin James. So crazier things have happened. But we made the playoffs in year number 1. That is ridiculous with an 8-8 record. But whatever, we'll take it because it's the playoffs and it's so early. We'll probably just sim this one out. So here we go as we host the 10-6 Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, well, let's find out early how well do the Buffalo Bills play in the sim, and as we're going up against a really good Jags defense. So very interested to see what the strength of this team is. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot, but we're in the snow. Come on, they're a team from Florida playing in the snow. We've settled for 2 straight field goals in the red zone. We'd like to step that up, but all right, whatever. I guess beggars can't be choosers, and it's just a field goal frenzy. We're in the red zone. We finally get a touchdown. We take the lead before the second half starts, which is good. Our defense has been playing pretty well. But, I mean, you just got to stop Blake Bortles. But the fact that we have 4 field goals on the day, you gotta flip some of those into touchdowns, you know? I think we're going to fall short here a little bit, fellas. Yeah, you know, we did too many field goals. Too many damn field goals. We had 4 field goal attempts. If we even made one of those into a touchdown, I think the scope of the game would have changed drastically. But you know, we got an AFC East title for how young this team is, how bad this roster is. We got some playoff experience. I will take it as we get bounced from the Blake Bortles, who'd rather be working construction and ripping cigs. You gotta take that one on the chin. So let's get into year 2. All right, for free agency, here's how it's going to work. Of course, we had to outbid the goddamn Dolphins, but Jamison Crowder is huge. He's a scheme fit, quick dev, 82. We got Preston Smith as an outside linebacker. That's a pretty decent contract. And Malcolm Brown, stealing him away from the Patriots because I assume next season we're going to get a Star Latule's fat contract. He's 25, 79, only a normal dev, but I think long-term him and Harrison Phillips could develop themselves as our D tackles of the future. Here's our draft recap. We should call it the all-IR draft because we took 2 players that were really, really talented and will probably slip due to injury. So in the first round, we got Trey Adams, who's projected to go in the 3rd round. He is a 78 star dev tackle. He's one of the best tackles in the country, but he's available. Then we have Rodney Anderson, the uber-talented running back out of Oklahoma, who we actually did draft in the Huskies last time we actually played with the Bills. So I felt like maybe do a little throwback because obviously the Canada Bill, we didn't get to see what Rodney Anderson looked like long-term as a starter. 75 quick. We got Eldon Jenkins in the 3rd round, 72 center. He probably will start. We got Juwan Johnson out of Penn State, 70 overall wide receiver. Drew Samia, Mackenzie Milton to come in and be our backup. And then we got Rico Blankenship, 72 overall kicker who could challenge for Steven Hauschka with the starting job. But the fact that we got another starting offensive lineman, probably 2 starting offensive linemen, and the successor to LaShawn McCoy, good draft. All right, so as we get ready for year 2, trying to win the division in back-to-back seasons, here is our roster. We got Josh Allen, 78. We're going with Rodney Anderson as our starter. Got to start, thinking forward. This is actually how the Canada Bill started. But yeah, we still got Shady there. He will be involved. We got Zay Jones, 83. We got Jamison Crowder who's playing in the slot with an 83, and Robert Foster is developing actually kind of nicely as an outside wide receiver. Offensive line is shaping up. We hope, fingers crossed, that Trey Adams, Wyatt Teller, Jenkins, and Dawkins could all be our starters long term. John Miller, we brought him back on a cheap deal at right guard, but the offensive line's not terrible. Tight end, we definitely need to look at improving there as Charles Clay is now at 30, 31. He's regressing a little bit, so that kind of sucks. But the defense is at 83. The defense is the bread and butter of this team. We're actually going to give Shaq Lawson the start because he's a little bit younger, but we got Trey White, 91. Our 2 young corners, Teron Johnson and Levi Wallace, are developing somewhat nicely. We got Preston Smith here starting. Was one of our big free agency signings as an 81 outside linebacker. The safety pairing of Poyer and Hyde, 88 and 89 respectively. I mean, this is a pretty good defense, and they're 100% scheme fit, which is beautiful, 86% scheme fit on the offensive side. So I think we're well on our way to at least having a better team than what we had last year. So one would think that we could do better than 8-8. We could do better than just winning the AFC East. Here we are coming out of the midseason bye, and kind of what I expected to see last year, 2-4-1, which we are, still, we're probably out of it, but we're not last. We're not as bad as the Dolphins. Looking at some contracts here, we got Jerry Hughes, Shaq Lawson first right at the bat is getting a contract extension, very nice. Jerry Hughes isn't bad, 31, but I mean we're trying to get younger, and this is an all-out rebuild. Any old players, I mean that money can go elsewhere in free agency. Oof. Oh, that's pretty easy. All right, congratulations, Shaq Lawson. You're the only player that got a brand new contract. At the end of year number 2, not a good season, not a hot season. 6-9-1, not bottom. At least we didn't go from first to worst. That's silver linings. Looking at our 2 big award winners on the year, we have Matt Milano at outside linebacker, made the Pro Bowl and got that quick dev increase, which is nice. And then we got Rodney Anderson here at running back, who some people criticized, maybe in the media, that we gave him the starting gig over LaShawn McCoy. But look at that, made the offensive rookie of the year. Didn't get a dev trait boost, but I will take, I'll take the 1 skill point as he enters year number 2 as a 78 overall. And then with Milano, he's going to be a beautiful 83. So that is very nice, pairing with him and Tremaine Edmonds and now Preston Smith I think our linebacking core is pretty much shored up for the remainder of this rebuild. Look at the stats on the season. Josh Allen, 4,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 picks. Not bad considering, you know, we still are trying to work on building this offense. We got 7, almost 800 yards and 8 touchdowns from Rodney Anderson. That's not the hottest. That's not the hotness. But Zay Jones has been a stud. 84 catches, 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns. We got 900 yards and 10 touchdowns from Crowder. We paid a lot of money to outbid the Dolphins for. I think we got our money's worth. Not bad, even though Charles Clay is regressing. I will take 72 catches and 800 yards. Foster, 704. Anderson, 450 and 2. So well over 1,000 yards from scrimmage as a rookie, which is nice. Defensively, 126 tackles, 5 sacks from Milano. 116 from Edmonds, who also got 4 interceptions. 7 sacks from Shaq Lawson on the season, 6 from Preston Smith. 4 picks from Edmonds, led the team, 3 from Trey White, 2 from Levi Wallace, and again, a lot of turnovers in the secondary, which is clearly the strength of this team, kind of like the Huskies. Quick look at the yearly awards. MVP went to Matt Ryan. Ew. AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Le'Veon Bell. Ew. With Josh Allen coming in at number 7. Defensive Player of the Year went to Myles Garrett. With Matt Milano coming in at 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Rodney Anderson, which was beautiful, even though we didn't get a dev trade increase. You know, we're not going to be super salty. Devin White got Defensive Player of the Year. And we had, unfortunately, no one that made that list. So, quick turnaround. Again, we have like $1 trillion worth of salary cap. So if there's someone looking juicy, we may have to pounce on them in free agency. So free agency, and it is a big one. We'll obviously start from the bottom. CJ Ham. We got Noah Spence at defensive end. Tyler Higbee at tight end. These would be all big gets. But obviously, elephant in the room. When you have over $100 million, who is the perfect player to capitalize on Josh Allen's 99 arm strength? It would be Tyreke Hill, and it would make our wide receiver core absolutely nuts. So we made sure we bid a lot more points. You know what? We're going to go even higher. We'll round these numbers up. We'll give him +6. I want to try to get 100 points because we have just have an insane amount of money. That's even after eating like $5 million on moving on from Starla to Lele. So we will vastly overpay for a playmaker of Tyreek Hill's caliber, but I want to make sure we get round on the 100 points so that we know that if he does not come to us, it's that Madden cheese bullshit. So let's see. Come on, give me 100. There we go. 100 points on Tyreek. Fingers crossed we can land him. Whoa, we got all of them. Higbee, Spence, Ham, and of course Tyreke Hill. Welcome to the squad. Let's go. The draft, look at this. At pick number 9, we got Grant Delpit out of LSU, 81 superstar, number 1 in true talent. I mean, our safeties are old. They're both like 29. They're going to start to regress. Let's have this monster waiting in the wings and find a way to get him involved. He probably could be the goddamn money backer if we want. So here is our draft class in the first round. As you saw, Grant Delpit, number 1 in true talent. Second round, we got Alaric Jackson from Iowa, 75 quick. We'll probably take a look at moving him into guard. He's a big guard. Third round, we got Marcel Spears from Iowa State, linebacker. We got Spencer Brown, the running back from UAB, and then Cole Cabral, center in the 6th round, 68. But he did come with a quick dev, which is not bad for depth. But a huge draft, adding Grant Delpit, a huge offseason, also adding Tyreke Hill. Let's go ready for a big year 3. As we start year 3, completely new-looking Buffalo Bills. We got Josh Allen, who's an 81. Hopefully, Rodney Anderson can develop into the 80s. Tyreek Hill, Jamison Crowder, Zay Jones at wide receiver. Does Zay Jones still have that star dev? Oh, he lost it, but still he's developed really nice. Higbee, new addition at tight end. Offensive line, we got Dawkins, Jackson, Jenkins, Teller, and Adams. It's a decent offensive line. I think we might get a couple more B grades here in the interior throughout the year for an 83 offense. Defense is an 87. We got Harrison Phillips, undersized Dietrich Wise is now going to be playing D tackle. Shaq Lawson and Noah Spence on the outside. We're sticking with these corners and trying to develop them. Trey Wright, Teron Johnson, and Levi Wallace. They're coming along nicely. Poyer's an 88. Milano, Edmonds, and Smith all almost 85 plus. Micah Hyde is a 91. And then, of course, we look at the specialists. We're getting Grant Delpit involved wherever on the defense. Sub linebacker, sub corner, either way, you got to get your superstars on the field. So we're going to be living in nickel if we have to. Team's looking good, though. Team's looking good. 82 base from where we started. It's already looking a lot better. So let's hope that we can get back to becoming the AFC East champions here in year number 3. And the midway point after a very exciting and you felt progressive offseason, we're 1-5-1. Kind of shit in the bed here, to be completely honest with you. Our players are developing nicely, but it is just who sucks the most in the AFC right now. No one's looking that great. Even the Patriots aren't that good. So that kind of stings. Looking at contract negotiations. First up, we got Trey White. Yes, sir. Jordan Poyer makes things awkward because he is kind of nice, but the fact that we have Delpit kind of makes him somewhat expendable. So we'll wait and see. Zay Jones, we'll get him locked up. Matt Milano, we'll get him locked up. Man, these guys are actually taking the money. Nice! Usually we have to, you know, it's like, okay, Deion Dawkins got a new contract. Well, Levi Wallace. 80 quick. You've developed nicely. There we go. So really, you're going to come back to the table with Deion Dawkins, make a decision on Jordan Poyer. $19 million is, you know, he's getting up there in age just a little bit. What I'm feeling with Jordan Poyer is we let him hit the market, and we'll see if we can get him back if there's any feeler. Because usually when you get that old, there's not going to be a lot of people bidding on him in free agency. So maybe we can look at bringing him back at a cheaper price. But we definitely will come back and look at Deion Dawkins, obviously 81, 26, and he's a quick. He's a very big part of our offensive line. So at season's end, we got some good, got some bad. You mix it together, what you get's 4-11-1 at the bottom of the goddamn division. But looking at how well our players did, first up we got Tremaine Edmonds, who got +3 skill. He made the Pro Bowl, and he was the linebacker of the year, which is dope. And then looking at Grant Delpit, already up to an 82 overall. Superstar Dev is just so cheesy. Pro Bowl appearance, defensive rookie of the year. He's a baller. Both these guys, definitely a major reason why our defense is going to be so good going forward. And I assume after I spend those points, our defense will be a 90 overall. And I just like, in general, where this team is developing. I think after maybe next year, going into year 5, because let's be honest, it's looking like a Super Bowl or bust scenario, everyone that we've drafted and built on this O-line will be above an 80. I really wonder what Tyreek did this year, though, because I don't feel like he had a lot of big games. Josh Allen, a down year for sure. 3,900 passing yards, 28 touchdowns to 19 interceptions. 900 yards, 10 touchdowns for Rodney Anderson. Tyreek, for the big money we paid him, 71 for 906 is not good enough. 771 and 5 from Higbee, that's acceptable. Zay Jones with almost 700 yards, 7 touchdowns, not bad. Crowder with 806, not bad. Defensively, Edmonds got 122 tackles, 10 sacks, and a pick. That's pretty scary. 12.5 sacks, 22 tackles for loss for Preston Smith. I'll take that every day of the week. We got 6 picks for Trey White, 3 for Milano. Delpit finished the year with 96 tackles and an interception. I assume with all that dev, he must have got Pro Football Focus Player of the Week every single week. You know, nerd football. Yearly awards, Jacoby Brissett got the MVP, taking over for Drew Brees there in New Orleans. That's cheesy. Oh, man, Nick Foles on the Patriots. What? Offensive Player of the Year went to Deshaun Watson. No one. Defensive Player of the Year went to Myles Garrett. Tremaine Edmonds coming in at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to DK Metcalf. Spencer Brown, our backup running back, coming in at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year clearly was going to go to Grant Delpit. He's phenomenal. He's a superstar. But bottom of the division is not good. I don't like how, it's weird. Our team's only got better, and the worst this team has been is the only time we made the playoffs. So it's just the randomness of the rebuild, the randomness of the sim as we go into year 4, looking to just try to do something this offseason that will make us make the playoffs. I guess going out and getting Tyreke Hill and maybe the greatest safety now in the league in Grant Delpit wasn't enough for the Bills to turn around this season. So looking at free agency, 2 players we're looking at bringing in. First up is Chase Vinatieri. Shout out to the Huskies, another reference there. And then we got Budda here. No one's bidding on him. 5'10", 195 pounds, brings that safety corner flexibility. I think him along with Levi Wallace would complete and be great additions to help Trey White to really just complete this as the top secondary in football. So after landing Budda in free agency, here's how our draft went. We got Penei Sewell at pick 3. We had a top 5 pick. There's a lot of options, but I feel like trying to land and complete this offensive line, he's, look, at 6'5", 350. He's one of the best offensive linemen in college. 78 star. We'll probably move him inside the guard. Very similar to Alaric Jackson. We got Marvin Wilson out of Florida State in the 2nd round, 75 quick. 3rd round, Ben Petrula, another just adding more depth, 73 quick from Boston College. We got Keyshawn Carter, 72 wide receiver in the 4th round, Stanford Samuel. And Emil Ikior, right guard from Alabama here. Just continue to build some depth on the offensive line and help us save some money in terms of, signing guys in free agency to fill up the roster spots. So hopefully we'll slide Sewell to one of the guard spots. He will be an upgrade there and completes the offensive line. So with no more investing on that front. We start year 4. Here is how our roster shapes up offensively. 87 defensively. We're at 91 with a team overall of an 86. Offensive line, we slide in Sewell into left guard. Wyatt Tylerland slides inside to center. Offensive line is looking, obviously, it's as strong as it's ever been. Tyreek, needs to have a big year from him. I need a minimum 1,000 yards from Tyreek Hill. Josh Allen 84, Anderson's an 81, Zay Jones up to an 87. Defensively, obviously the front is a work in progress, but they're coming along here a little bit. Lawson and Spence. We got Trey White's at 97. We added in Budda Baker's at 91. We got Levi Wallace, who's at 82, and Teron Johnson, who's an 80. So we got lots of depth here at corner. Poyer's an 87 at strong safety. Delpit is a 96 already at free, entering his second year. Micah Hyde is number 1, so we kind of have some flexibility when it comes to whoever we want to make the money backer. And what now? Look at that upgrade. Micah Hyde, congratulations. Our defense is terrifying. So that being said, come on. This defense can't come last in the AFC East. They got to come first. So we are roughly at the midway point of year number 4, and we're sitting at a 3-4 record, which is not the best, but we're tied for wins in the AFC East, so that's something. That is perspective. It's putting it all in perspective. Look at contracts here. Edmonds, yes sir. You'll get a brand new one. When you got this much money, you can offer to just throw it around, because you know Josh Allen's not getting a massive contract. So Micah Hyde. Oh, you want to get greedy? Oh, you don't know that you're old and you're about to regress a lot, huh? Okay. Well, let's see if we can get Josh Allen, our quarterback, locked in, which we did. $72 million is not too bad. Preston Smith coming off a huge year. Make sure we get him re-signed. Harrison Phillips has been really nice as well, and we'll get him. Teron Johnson is also pretty decent, and that's an affordable deal for an 81 corner, $5 million. Outside of that, there you go. We're looking pretty good. Micah Hyde, we'll see. We'll judge your performance as our money backer this year, and maybe we'll throw you a couple bones at the end of the season. Midway point, we have 2 gold glove ceremonies, but we're only going to showcase one because obviously Tyreke Hill was 98 when we signed him. But Grant Delpit, I think he probably adds his name along with probably Roquan Smith when we rebuilt the Chicago Bears for the fastest to achieve gold glove status. I think he actually might be the fastest. The fact that he got this roughly in a year and a half. In a year and a half, our first round pick from last year's draft already up to a 99, and he already is one of the scariest safeties I've seen in quite some time. I mean, quick comparison is to Jamal Adams, and I think Grant Delpit is even better than Jamal Adams. We've seen what he's done ever since he got drafted at LSU for the Jets. So kudos and shout out to Grant Delpit for getting his gold gloves this quickly. At the end of year number 4 with a 10-6 record, the Buffalo Bills are back into the playoffs, our second AFC East title today. We got 2 players that made the Pro Bowl, at least that I know of. First up, we have the punter Corey Bourgeois. That's awesome. Always dope to see that. And Budda Baker, our big free agency signing that no one else was really interested in, made his second Pro Bowl and got that quick dev increase. So our team's looking a lot better than what they were. Now looking at the base, we are currently an 89 overall with a 91 offense, 93 defense. Josh Allen went up and developed nicely this year, as did Rodney Anderson. And obviously on the defensive side, we saw Mr. Grant Delpit, now a new member of the 99 club, so shout out to him. Quick look at the stats throughout the season. Josh Allen on the year, 4,000 passing yards, 23 touchdowns to 13 picks. That's run the ball, 950 yards, 9 touchdowns from Rodney Anderson. There we go, 84 catches, 1,100 yards, only 3 TDs from Tyreek, but I think I'll take that. 807 from Higbee, who's been really, really nice. 603 from Zay Jones, 705 from Jameson Crowder, all average numbers. Defensively, 123 tackles, 8 sacks, 3 picks from Tremaine Edmonds. He's a stud. He's a freak of nature. Led the team in sacks as well. 7.5 sacks from Preston Smith. We got 4 picks, Budda Baker, 4 from Grant Delpit, 3. Again, turnover-heavy team, especially in the secondary. Yearly awards, MVP went to Todd Gurley. We had no one. Oh, my God. Look at that. Tyree Jackson showing up. Tua showing up. Okay. Offensive Player of the Year went to Deshaun Watson. We had no one. Defensive Player of the Year went to Miles Jack, with Tremaine Edmonds coming in at number 2. Budda Baker at number 7. Micah Hyde at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Justin Shorter. We had no one. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Caden Stearns. We had no one. I guess that's what happens when you draft offensive line. But obviously it panned out going on the O-line, because we are back into the playoffs, and here we go against the 9-7 Cincinnati Bengals. All right, so the last time we did the sim, we had to settle for field goals every time we touched the red zone. So let's hope that changes, and doesn't look good, as the Bengals are completely dominating this first quarter. They get 2 scores, up 10-zip, but we go in the red zone and we get a touchdown, so that is at least something different. And it looks like the Bengals, who have stopped last 2 times kicking field goals, that is what it is. So, hey, there we go. More field goals. Hey, you like field goals? You like the Bills offense. But we get 2 touchdowns in the first half with a 20-13 lead here in the second half. So we're moving the ball fairly decent here against the Cincinnati Bengals. We have to settle for a field goal attempt, which is not what we want. Man, our red zone offense is not very good. Tie ball game here in the fourth, 23-23. We get the ball in our hands to try to close it out and get the dub. We kick the field goal with 1:14 left, and the Bengals go down the field in 3 plays to get a touchdown, which is brutal. And there you go. That's how it ends. Rodney Anderson looked good, 133 yards on the day. Tyreke Hill is just not doing it, man. He's not moving the needle. Josh Allen, not a great day. Got outdueled by Andy Dalton. So let's lick our wounds and come back for a Year 5 Super Bowl or bust. So here's one of the benefits of being on such a bad roster and, drafting well is we have a lot of money to splurge here in our final free agency period. So here's what I'm thinking. Derek Nottie, 88 overall, would come in and be our top defensive tackle to pair with Harrison Phillips. Harold Landry at outside linebacker. We're actually going to move him to defensive end. His skill set, I think, would excel at D-end, and he'd take over for Noah Spence. Michael Gallup just as our third wide receiver because Tyreek's not really performing, and I just can't see how Josh Allen won't perform with a 99, 94, and an 88 at wide receiver. And then we get Jerome Baker here as a 10-point upgrade at outside linebacker. So I think we'll be able to get most of these players. If we get all 4, then we're going to be, I think, in my opinion, on paper, Super Bowl favorites as we open up the 5th and final year. And there you go. That's one of actually the biggest free agency periods we've ever had in a rebuild, and rightfully so because it's the Bills, and we got to do something special and different to make them relevant. All right, so this was one of the worst drafts I've ever seen in terms of talent. So I literally made my first pick and let the computer pick the rest, and it looked like it. Wow, they did a pretty good job for how many picks we had. We pick 23. We got Marcus Clement, the running back from Tennessee, 81 star. He was number 3 in true talent, so that was pretty decent. Second round, we got a 71 tackle, not bad. Third round, 75 superstar. Wow. Full credit to the computer here, hooking up with a 75 superstar dev quarterback. 94 throw power in the third round. Wasn't me, can't take credit for it. Third round, 74 quick dev tight end. Third round, 76 normal dead strong safety. In the fifth round, we got Francis Crisp, 73 wide receiver from Akron. But my God, hook me up with a superstar quarterback, 81 running back. That was all me. Good draft class. It's just good karma, good momentum heading into the 5th and final year. Year 5, Super Bowl or bust. This is our best effort. Tried to build this roster as best as we can, and here's what it's looking like. So we have a 92 overall Bills team, 91 offense, 99 defense, offensive line. We got Trey Adams, who we drafted, Sewell, who we drafted, Jenkins, who we drafted, Jackson, who we drafted, and Deion Dawkins still holding up on the right tackle with 82. We got Higbee's come over via free agency. He's been really, really nice. Tyreek Hill and Michael Gallup, 99 and 94, both big-time free agency signings, along with Zay Jones, who's developed really, really nice for us. And we still got Crowder there. Josh Allen's up to an 89. We have Rodney Anderson, who's an 86. Obviously, can't forget C.J. Ham. But here's our 99 defense going from the front and working our way back. Noah Spence, Derek Nottie, and Harold Landry we've had to spend in free agency. Even though Shaq Lawson, 84, that's not bad. He's developed all right. And Harrison Phillips up to an 84. In the secondary, most of that is what we've built. Trey White's a 98. We did sign Budda Baker, but you can see Levi Wallace up to an 84 and Taron Johnson 82. If this wasn't just us having to try to beat the sim, I think you could develop this Bills secondary without having to sign a lot of big money free agents. Johnson and Wallace are nice. Poyer's still holding on at an 85. We got Jerome Baker 95, who we brought in free agency. Tremaine Edmonds up to a 96. We got Milano, who's an 85, and obviously probably the best player in this rebuild, maybe one of the best players in all of the Madden 19 rebuilds. Grant Delpit, 99 superstar, phenomenal, simply phenomenal. So yeah, man, I'm ready to go. Super Bowl or bust time. I feel like we'll probably be 10-12 wins, somewhere in that range. But I wouldn't be utterly shocked if we didn't even make the playoffs, finish with like a 5-11 record or something stupid like that. But let's get into it. Fingers crossed that the Sim Gods actually rate our Bills team here. At the midway point of the year, we're 7-0, but this is a little bit more important as we welcome our second official Gold Glove player from the Bills, and it is tre'davious White. Took a little bit longer than maybe we all would have expected, but he definitely deserved it, definitely earned it, and we're going to give him his just deserved. As one of the most underrated corners. He got kind of drafted a little bit lower than some people might have expected, and he kind of has been living in Marshawn Lattimore's shadows, if you ask any Buffalo Bill fans, but now he's truly getting the respect he deserves, as he's a 99 in year number 5. Congrats. All right, we need to bring it here at week 17 because I can't believe what's going on. We are 15-0 right now, heading into week 17 as a home game against the Chargers. We've had one 16-0 before. I think it was Dwayne Haskins when he was quarterbacking the Pittsburgh Steelers rebuild. So let's spend our upgrades here. Let's just see. Can we get our second perfect 16-0 season? It's the Chargers. They're the sim gods. You never know. They could play spoiler. Oh, god damn it. Oh, there goes our god damn 15-1, losing 34-21 on the Chargers week 17. That's kind of annoying. Penny Sewell has 3 dev things, so I assume he made the Pro Bowl, which he did. He made his first Pro Bowl, so congrats to you. Josh Allen up to a 91 overall. This team is looking good. Went from what did we start, 91 or 92 base, now up to a 94, 95 offense. Everyone is obviously playing with good momentum. 15-1. Ah, that 16-0 was there. And of course, it had to be the Chargers. Looking at Josh Allen, 4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 8 picks. That's pretty good. I don't think we've broke a 1,000-yard rusher this whole time in this rebuild, which is a little disappointing. But I mean, that's how Madden is nowadays. Tyreek, good year, 85 catches, 1,100 yards, 5 TDs. We got 906 from Higbee. He's really, really good. So if he becomes a free agent in your guys' franchise modes and you need a tight end, go get Higbee. 609 from Gallup, 807 from Zay Jones. Not bad. Defensively, 113 tackles, 5 sacks from Jerome Baker. We got 12 sacks from Harold Landry, where we converted him from linebacker to defensive end. 10 sacks from Preston Smith. We got 3 picks from Baker, 3 from Trey White, 2 from Grant Delpit, and a couple singles. Defense played pretty well, all things considered. But I'm surprised we haven't had that one glaring, like, this is the reason why we went 15-1 on this team. But Josh Allen coming in number 3 in the MVP race. Did we get Coach of the Year? Yes, we did. Sean McDermott, congratulations. Offensive Player of the Year went to Deshaun Watson. Josh Allen coming in at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jerome Baker, so that was money well spent in free agency. Trey White at number 5. Budda Baker at 10. And then obviously, who cares? We didn't really pay attention to who we drafted. So here we go. We are going into the playoffs. Got a bye, and we're going to be taking over. We're going to be playing. I got my new sliders in, and we get the revenge game. Not only were the goddamn Chargers the team that ruined our perfect record, but that win might have squeaked them into the playoffs with that 8-8 500. So here we go. This is a big time revenge game as we get Michael Gallup geared up. He's sauced up. All right, let's do it. Oh, come on, man. Yeah. Oh, you got, goddamn radar sensor in the back of his head to see that pass. You're kidding me. All right, we got Tyreke Hill in the slot. We got to get something going with this offense. We're using like the best jerseys the goddamn Bills have ever had. There we go. Tyreek's wide open. There we go. Big play. All right, moving it down. God, I hate that UAV interceptions though, man. Like, he got beat by Roddy Anderson bad. How do you I don't know. All right. Oh, let's go. Beast mode run for Rodney Anderson. That was pretty sick. We needed that. And he hits the home run. 38-yard touchdown. Pulls it back within 3. All right, we're getting bodied here. So we're going to try and PA crossers. I know they fixed it, but we'll see if it works. The worst thing about this whole thing... Just fall down. Just fall down. The worst thing about this is, team's not playing to the ratings, which sucks. But that's what happens in the sim. The computer can do better with this offense, because clearly it's not working with me. And... maybe they could do. We get the field goal there. All right, we'll let them take the field goal because they are struggling pretty bad. But it's weird that, like, when I'm playing and I'm moving the ball pretty well, our defense can't stop. But then when I go to the sim, the defense starts to play a little bit better. A little suspect, but it is what it is. At least we're back within 1 score, which is nice. We're gonna scramble here with Josh Allen as the play breaks down. We look to go. Okay, and Tyreke Hill inexplicably dropped an easy pass. Nice. You've got to be kidding me. Like, what was that? Tyreek Hill sucks in Madden. All right, a big 3rd and 3 here. I almost want to go for it. I might go for it. Let's see what we can do. We lead. We throw some... Like, oh, my God. What are these drops? Jeez. I'm lactose intolerant today. I didn't want the cheese. Going for it. I like the play call. I like McDermott giving us the confidence to go for it. Doesn't matter because we're dropping everything. I think Higbee has 91 catching. Tyreek got to have 95 catching. Both drops. Josh Allen's, a 90-plus quarterback. So it's been incredibly frustrating here today. But there, hey, we got something. Michael Gallup shows you how it's done, gets the reception, puts us on the 1 yard line, which we know what we're going to run. He's feeling hot. He's already had a goddamn beast mode type run. So let's go to the pitch. Let's go to the toss. We go to the left. Sometimes we go to the right, but most times we go to the left because that's how it's done. Looks like actually a pretty decent play call from the Chargers to stop it. If we get good blocking, though, which we... Oh, my God. Goddamn tackle animations in this game. I mean, it was read well, and I think that's Melvin Ingram. Oh, Kamoko Toure probably shouldn't have stopped that, but that's not how physics works. You're not going to be able to jump to catch up with the momentum we have with the running back. Getting all his... There we go. At least this time it worked. Someone got in the way. We tie the game up with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. All right, here we go. We got the ball back. A minute and a half to go. We need a field goal to tie it. A touchdown will win it. Let's see, for the love of God, can Tyreke Hill do so? It's a fucking fuck, man. Tyreke Hill can't get open. We panicked through it to the tight end. That was on me, but Tyreke Hill sucks. Tyreke Hill is not good in Madden. Need to think about that for pink slips because he's not it. As we go 1 and done, 15-1. And, I mean, the defense. We simmed it on defense. And the defense still, every time we needed a stop to help out our offense, they couldn't do it. They're only a 99. And we lose to the 8-8, the 500 team. The Achilles tendon of the Buffalo Bills. Oh, man. What is it? It's almost January, so we're almost into the next a new game. These goddamn rebuilds are so frustrating. Bad throw, though, to end the game. But ultimately, we did not deserve to win that game. We had that, the Beastquake run cheese. If we didn't get that, this would have been even more one-sided. So the sim did not help in any way, shape, or form. Had the goddamn UAV interception, which is unbelievable. Casey Hayward got beat 5 yards. Clearly, if you got beat 5 yards, you're going to be trying to cover up your man, not stop on the route while mid-sprint and know that the ball's right behind your head. So the UAV picks, which everyone knows is a big issue in this game, was brutal. That wasn't on me, but that last pick was because we thought for sure Tyreek Hill, no safety over top. Hey, maybe he could do something for once. And I guess you can only run slants with Tyreek because anything else downfield, he's got to get beat. So kudos to the Chargers. We know what they are, man. We knew this was going to be an incredibly tough game, even though we're 15-1 and probably I think the Chargers are at 88 overall and we're 95. Even though everything was in our favor, we know the sim was going to fuck us, and they did. And we didn't play our best football, so unfortunately, this is how things end. And Josh Allen, I mean, you're not going to win when your quarterback goes for 150 yards and two interceptions, So that is the rebuild of the Buffalo Bills. I think now with this loss, we're back to 500, like the Chargers team that's probably going to go win the Super Bowl for our wins-losses here in rebuilds. I think we have 13 wins, 13 losses, which is still way better than what we did last year. But just imagine if the Madden cheese wasn't disgusting in this game. I'd say, again, we probably would have 5 or 6 losses, but a lot more wins than losses. But we still made a really, really good team. We took the Bills from one of the worst rosters to one of the better rosters. So that's how this one's going to end. I'm not even frustrated. Literally, this might be the breaking point. Sure, we had a couple F-bombs, but this is the first rebuild where we had a really good team that didn't deserve to lose, that they lost, that I don't really care. I guess it's just that point in the Madden's well, maybe it's because it's Christmas and I literally couldn't give two shits if I win or lose in a rebuild. But it's just the cheese, and usually it triggers me. It gets me super frustrated. I said I need to take a break of Madden. Right now, I honestly don't care. I don't care. So that's where we're at with Madden. If I win, it's fine. If we lose, it's fine, because I don't care either way. You guys are still going to watch it. You're still going to enjoy it, and you still get to see me make the Bills into one hell of a team. So thank you guys for tuning into this rebuild. We're looking for an NFC team to do next week. So let me know in the comments what team you want to see done there that we have yet to do. And subscribe if it's your first time stopping by. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the team building. Obviously not the gameplay or the sim cheese. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking and talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr.